Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. And today's Pick a Card, we're going to be taking a look at a device or messages from your higher self or any sort of higher authority, angels, spirits that might be coming through. But when I pulled for these groups, I set intentions for messages from the higher selves here. So pick whatever pile you feel most called to. And remember, only take what resonates. Pile number one, we have this beautiful white howlite stone. Pile number two is a blue sodalite. And then we have pile number three with the jade crystal. And now please take a minute to like, comment, subscribe if you already haven't. I am here to deliver messages to the collective, and your support is very valuable and much appreciated because that's what I'm here to do. So, whatever pile you feel drawn towards, that is the message for you today. So, let's get to it. Hi, pile number one. If you chose this white stone, it's howlite. I forgot the name of it. If you chose this white howlite stone, this is a message for you today from your higher self. And right as I was tapping into the energies before pulling all the piles today, I did see this very beautiful, like grayish lavender color, which does indicate there are a lot of very celestial souls here in this pile or in this collective, and a need to reconnect with the higher self, it seems. I'm also hearing you might have also been drawn to the sodalite pile. If that's true, only go there if you feel drawn to it. But I also heard the phrase sodalite. So you might want to use a stone like that because it helps with throat chakra healing, bringing forward truth. And if you come here to seek truth from your higher self or wisdom, then that definitely will get answered here in some way, shape, or form. But having those tools for yourself, like whatever connects you with your voice or your inner truth, is definitely good. Because I'm also seeing the sword of Archangel Michael, and that's all about truth and wisdom and also divine justice, because with truth comes justice and with wisdom comes inspiration. I'm hearing the phrase, this is a no-go. I'm wondering if there is some doubt in your truth or voice right now. I'm hearing karma you might be clearing. And I do just want to remind everyone, I am very much a clear channeler and I tap into energy. So frequently I don't really, I've taken a lot of messages before I get to the cards, and that's usually how I do things. And I feel like a lot of people here might not need the visual assistance. So if it feels like it takes forever to get to the cards, that's why. I'm just very much channeling what's going on here. And yeah, I think there's maybe this feeling right now tapping into your energy. There's almost like the suspicion, superstition, like the fear of letting go of something, like a truth you once clung on to that made you feel comfortable in the moment, and you might be having trouble releasing it. And it could have something to do with this disbelief in your own gifts and your own voice and your own truth, because it's much easier to manage yourself in a world that is shrouded in this disbelief, and it is distorted in what is true and real, because it wants to manufacture a reality where people are blind to their strength and truth and wisdom. And so it's much harder for all of us who are in this society, who are forced to adapt to it, to maintain that positive aspect of our truth, to understand ourselves, because in order to fit in or to conform, we have to become something else. And that is a truth and wisdom that came up early on when I was doing some healing and shadow work. So story time, if you identify with being an empathic healer, one of the biggest lessons you need to learn is discernment to be an empowered empath. And that's one of the biggest lessons I had to learn too, is to become an empowered empath and let go of this people pleasing, need to be nice all the time attitude, because that helped to conform into a group of people or society that decided that was my role, or the role of anybody who was capable of such a deep empathic feeling or healing, because it kind of falls upon those who care to carry the world on their backs. But the world needs to learn to carry itself, and we as a collective, people who are either light workers or people who just feel very deeply and care very deeply, need to learn discernment, who is and is not capable of walking on their own, and who we choose to carry or take with us. And that's something I feel like your higher self needs you to let go of, this need to be needed, and choose to feel fulfilled in wanting the life of your dreams, and choosing those who want to be around you just for the sake of being with you. And they just want to be with someone who fulfills them, not who completes them. So your higher self is calling on, you, especially if you identify with being an empath or psychic empath, or just someone who just cares genuinely for people and has a hard time, might be stuck in a fawn response. Anybody like that, let go. Let go of the need to be needed. And that's not an easy thing to do, because that's something that we are trained to do since birth, is this of use mentality. We need to be of use to be worthy of existing. And no, you don't. You do not. You are worthy of existing by default, and this world doesn't get to take that away from you. And your higher self feels like they're coming through with some tough love, because there's still some disbelief surrounding you. Like, even before I get into your cards, there's this feeling of, I don't believe something, or it could be just, I don't believe I'm not worthy, is what I'm feeling. You don't believe in your own truth and your own destiny, your own power and your own voice. And no one can take that away from you. It's just a matter of stepping away from the people who can, in a way. But it's hard to sense what this might feel a little bit exhausting right now for you to come out and step into your truth. And if that's so, that's okay. Your soul will come out when it's ready. Don't rush yourself. There's no pressure here. It's just a matter of, yeah. So let me actually get into the cards, because I think there's something deeper here. That's just your overall energy. Okay. There's a fear of asking for help when it is needed. Okay. So I'm going to have to put another trigger warning. You might be resolving some karmic cycles or a trauma bond. And now there is a tendency to conflate trauma bonds with codependency. And that's not always the case, because you can even see in the Six of Pentacles, there's this like devil figure who's bigger than these people, and they're like children. So if you identify with someone who's been born into a dysfunctional family system, or someone who had to, sign up for something they didn't consent for, it wasn't really true to them, you were basically, I'm hearing the devil's in the details, you were signing a contract to get a life of your dreams, but you didn't see the fine print. It was sort of like Ursula and Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Like, you just wanted to live this life on land. And you're this beautiful, beautiful soul who just is so childlike and whimsical. And someone along the lines took advantage of that against your will. And that's not your fault. That's on them. However, it is still up to you to decide, am I going to walk away from that situation and choose myself over whatever contracts that these people had you sign, or they signed for you, and to go live your life. And it doesn't feel like it's a literal contract. It feels like either a soul karmic one, or just you were literally born into a situation, or you were put in a situation where you went in there with the intention of being this happy-go-lucky child, but you didn't realize you were entering into this trauma bonded relationship with someone who really does not want the best for you and doesn't see your light. And as an empath, it is easy to essentially chameleon ourselves to the void. or okay, oh no, this was actually a quote that I channeled one day, and I think it's relevant here because it did come up before I started this reading. When you chameleon yourself to the darkness, you lose yourself in the void. And that's essentially the karmic cycle of an empath, and it's a karmic cycle of self-destruction. At the you try to blend into a world or environment that does not suit you, and you end up fading into it to the point where the world around you is dark. Well, where are you fading into, my dear empath? Where are you fading into? Nothing. Because that's what they have to offer you. Nothing. You had everything to offer to them. You gave them your voice. You're not allowed to do that again. I'm just saying. Okay. I think that was your higher self. That came out very, very strongly. So your higher self is like, yo, don't give that thing away to Ursula. Excuse me. You have this beautiful voice, and people love you for more than your voice, because that's not all you're worth. They don't love you just because you're a beautiful face, a beautiful voice, or what you have to give. They love you because of you. The people who matter love you because of you. The people who took advantage of you, who claimed to care about you, didn't. They just wanted your voice because they envied it. They wanted your light because they didn't have their own. And to accept your truth is to stand in your power and understand your voice matters. Your life matters. What you desire matters. And it means something to you. It means something to the universe. And that's not fair. And your higher self is like, that ain't right. You deserve better. And that really came through strongly. I'm actually sensing there's some scorpionic energy here. So you might have Scorpio in your natal chart. I'm seeing Pluto, moon, sun, rising, a Pluto Earth sign. That's funny. Oh yeah, Capricorn. Yeah, so and that's kind of a weird thing, because if you're also very much a dedicated and loyal person, that's sort of the double-edged sword of being an empath, or I'm hearing psychic empath, so y'all might be very psychic. So that might have been your higher self coming through me. If you ever hear or feel something very strongly, or even if you hear something in a song, something in media, or even tapping into Archangel Michael, and you feel that, like, don't you dare let them take that from you energy again. Like, just what happened here, that's your higher self. That's how they're speaking. They're like, I'm seeing them like literally breaking free from chains. That's you. That's your power. And the thing is that the kindest, most loving people in this world are the strongest, because you don't let the darkness have power over you. However, it is easy to lose yourself into it and, take on the projections. It's easy. So one of the phrases that my personal higher self used, excuse me, when I was doing a lot of channeling early on, was, I am not a chameleon. I am a rainbow lizard. I have all the colors of the rainbow in me. And even if I have this perfect ability to adapt to any situation, I still claim all the colors of the rainbow. They are inside of me. And that's a piece of wisdom, like from the divine, to anyone who identifies as an empath, because it's easy to be a chameleon. But instead of thinking of yourself as someone who's just blending in, you already have those colors in you, and you get to choose what you express. They don't. Their emotions have no power over you. You are not responsible for their reactions, and you're not responsible for their truth. Their truths are not your truths, and their lies aren't your truths either. So y'all step into that truth. Yeah. Okay, so this is a clarifier card that you see what I mean? Like, I just clear channel and I go on this tangent. Y'all get to hear me just do that. So this is basically what I was picking up on. It's like it's almost like you being born into a family, let's say as an example, who just mistreated you or misused you, and they viewed you as literally being someone who is like, I need a handout right now. I'm literally viewing this as a child who's like, mommy, please give love. And the mommy's like, what? Do you think that just grows on trees? And it's like, oh my goodness, y'all, you've been through it. But it's like, yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like when you are born into an environment or you're surrounded by people who are just takers, you are surrounded by people who see you being like, so I've given you all this. I would like a little piece. And they're like, no, no, you cannot have another bowl of porridge. You've already had enough. And they're sitting there with an entire freaking cauldron of everything you made them. And that's just one example. And yeah, that's kind of the energy. It's like people who feel entitled to everything in the world, even your life and your truth, will see you coming towards them and saying, can I please have just an ounce of what I've given you? I've given you an entire ocean. I just want an ounce back. And they'll look at you and say, hey, what, you expecting a handout from me? It's like, I've given you hand over fist. I can't get just a little of that back. And you weren't doing it to expect anything that back, because that's what love is. Like, love doesn't grow on trees. Love is the tree. You are the tree. Life is love. We are love. And people who come out here saying, what, you thought you can get back safety and security just because you give it to me? I don't owe you that. And it's like, okay, they might not owe you that, or they might not feel like they owe you that, but you owe that to you. You deserve that from you. So your higher self, y'all, coming in, give that to you. And literally one of the biggest advices for you right now, since it feels like you're in this energy right now, the biggest advice Spirit has for you is like, keep your light to yourself. Don't let anybody take it from you. Sit in your own energy and authenticity and walk away with peace and love in your heart, knowing you do the right thing every time. Every time this shadow comes around, you just know you're doing the right thing with the best intentions. And to be a discerning, empowered empath is not an easy thing to do, but it starts with you committing to yourself and spending time alone, spending time in solitude, just breathing in your own life, in your own desires, just sitting there with yourself and loving yourself, and then moving on to your own life, to your own destiny, because no one can take that from you. So stick with your truth, love yourself. Remember, you are worthy of all the love and kindness in the universe, and that love is being given to you. And you get to release control and not have to carry the truths of others on your back forever, because that's not your responsibility. So this has been the message to you from your higher self today. Stick true to what is right for you. Release any burdens that you might have to the universe, and just let God and Spirit have your back, because your higher self is with you and you're deeply attuned with them. And when in doubt, get out a white stone or gold or yellow stone, and even a sodalite stone, and just pray on it. Just pray to your higher self and honor yourself and your voice. So speak your truth, and your truth will be seen, and your light will be love for the universe to rekindle itself in. So thank you so much, Pile 1. Have a nice day. Hello, Pile number 2. If you pick this blue sodalite, this is a message for you. Now I'm hearing like these two stones might be good for you at this time. This is a howlite. I'm also hearing red jasper or blue jasper, if that's a thing. If you're a type of person who likes to use stones for grounding or meditating, actually I'm hearing earth star, root chakra. Yeah, so you're doing a chakra cleanse from the earth star, which is the one that sits below the root, which is what connects us to basically Mother Gaia or Mother Earth of the planet. It's the spirit of the earth we connect to. So there is a need for like grounding, but then also connecting to the crown too. A need for balance. So a message from your higher self has to do with definitely truth and manifesting your destiny by staying in your truth. Excuse me. So as I was saying, it's about manifesting destiny by staying in your truth. Y'all need to work on your crown and throat chakras right now. It's always, I was going to say, it's always pile number 2. I get this weird psychic energy right now. Excuse me for a second. Okay, so yeah, and now you're also my music pile because I always have one group of people. If you're new here, I have one group of people who is just like the music group, which I vibe with that. And if you're tuning into this right now and you clicked on one of these piles before, yeah, we got the music group right here because I just got "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go." Got the jitterbug, y'all. Okay. Y'all dancing all over in my mind's eye right now. You know what's so funny? I went from being super grounded to literally having, oh my goodness, a jitterbug in my head, jumping around. Woo. Okay, so there's a lot of high energy. Definitely Gemini is my music group. I will link all the songs I get and references to music down below. Within reason, because I'm also hearing your minds are definitely racing. So there's definitely a lot of awakenings, but your higher self is telling you there's a need to ground here on Earth. Because if you have I'm hearing super duper open crown chakra, y'all need to try to, if you resonate with this, ground to the chakra below the root, because that's going to connect you to from the celestial plane to the human world, to this mortal plane where we are just vibing and enjoying our life. So if you're experiencing this weird sense of extreme highs and lows right now, that is normal. Your chakras are recalibrating to be able to be more grounded while being very psychically alert. Because now I'm being taken to, like, my spidey senses are tingling. When you're having a very overactive crown chakra or spiritual awakening, it's easy to pick up on literally everything and everyone around you. Meditate and ground as often as you can, especially if you find that these energies are overwhelming, because your higher self is coming through and they're very connected with you. But I immediately felt like bouncing off the walls um, a second ago. And so that's an interesting, I'm hearing it's an interesting phase in your life. It might be new to you. If you're new to spiritual awakenings, this might be new. This, okay, only if it resonates, you might be drawn to pile number 1. If you're not, that's okay. You might not be, because this is complete opposite energy. You might have either come from that group, or you either, okay, I'm going to just think for a second. You might be drawn to it if you don't resonate with this yet. This feels like more where you are, either in the present or the future. And pile number 1 seems like someplace you are in the past. So this is good news, because this literally this card 6 of Wands came out at the end. So it does tell me, and I have to repeat, only if you resonate, this is sort of like the continuation of pile 1. And so it feels you are moving on, and you're moving on into your truth. And the thing that's happening now is a recalibration. You're recalibrating from your crown to the root chakra and connecting back to the earth. And it's not easy to balance those energies, but your higher self is calling on you to manage that. And I'm hearing that a lot of you might use stones to ground. Obsidian, snowflake obsidian, black tourmaline, tiger's eye, any grounding stone that you work with. I'm also hearing connecting with stone giants, and definitely walking out in nature is a good way. Any way you use, any method you use to ground is going to be good and essential here, because it's going to help you bring you back to yourself, because you are standing in your truth and authenticity. I can see here. You've moved on from an area in your life where you might have felt low, and now you're experiencing a high. And that's normal when we're going from one to another, because it's like the rainstorm can't last forever. But sometimes when we come out of the rainstorm and we're so super excited because winter's over and now it's spring, and then we go outside and we're little bunny rabbits and we're hopping around. It's like that's kind of the vibe I got. You're like, I'm seeing someone who's eating a lot of like sugar pixie. I'm seeing pixie sticks, which is basically just pure sugar. But it is kind of that Fae-like energy of I'm just going to zoom, zoom, zoom. And it's like sometimes you got to gradually make your way out of hibernation into the real world, because you can burn yourself out. If you were a doggy stuck in hibernation and now you got the zoomies, you don't want to tire yourself out. You're just stepping into this King of Wands energy. Y'all made it through that. But sometimes we get this adrenaline rush and we're so excited and we're so worried that another winter phase is going to enter into our lives, and we don't want this summer to end. And it's like, no, it's here for you as long as you need it. I mean, life moves in cycles. We have our highs and lows, and it's okay if you are experiencing a high within reason, but it's about coming back down to a center. So you're not exhausting yourself while you're feeling that beautiful energy. You can still find peace while being super excited. I mean, we found a way to do that when we were children. It's just about understanding moderation and temperancing, alchemizing those energies so you find your center. Don't go too far in one direction, but understand that if you do, that's normal, because you're essentially bouncing back and that excitement kind of fuels you. But right now I'm being told your higher self is urging you to come back to center just a little bit. You can still be excited, be positive, enjoy life, love your life. Don't exhaust yourself before you get halfway into summer vacation. It's kind of the advice from your higher self right now. Because, yeah, you have a very, like, light violet energy. Like this, because I keep seeing the color that's like lilac, this lilac gray energy, and it's very beautiful. It's spiritual energy, so you have that in you. Tap into that, or maybe wear more like lilac colors, because I'm even seeing the flower lilac too, like a lilac bush or lavender too. Definitely anything that calms or soothes you. Because I think lavender tea is very soothing. Chamomile. This might also be my tea pile. I recommend having tea. If you have, here's your daily reminder: 2 for tea and tea for 2. That is quite beautiful. You have very beautiful energy, and your higher self is very proud of you right now, because you made it through all this mess and like out of the woods. Oh my goodness. And then we have the finale of Into the Woods now going through my head. Into the Woods reprise. Yeah, you learned a lot from the examples of your past. Like, I'm hearing the phrase past examples. So you learned from your life, you learned from your history, and you're moving forward. And so you're going into the woods again. And I feel like I've said this before. I have a sneaking suspicion I have. So you might have heard this. Y'all, have you ever seen the musical Into the Woods? I was going to say the original, not the movie. Like, watch the stage play. I believe you can access it online. If you can't, like, listen to, I'm going to actually link the song in the description. But basically, it's like you make a wish and you get more than what you wish for, because be careful what you wish for. It's going to probably come true. And basically, that's what's coming up. Be careful what you wish for. Wishes come true. And wishes are like children. Be careful what you say, because it's going to come true. And so the more you speak love into your life, the more you speak your truth, the more it's going to be coming back to you. Your wishes are, in a sense, coming true because you're manifesting your life. You're manifesting your future. And it's a lot of it's based on experience in your past. If you identify with being like a Cinderella and you're moving out and you just wanted to join a party, you weren't expecting to meet Prince Charming, but that happened, and now you have to kind of live with it. And then maybe you didn't like him anymore, so now you have to move on your way. And that's a very, very specific example, but that's kind of the thing. That's what life is. We want to experience it. And there might be blocks and limitations, but the whole point of living life is experiencing it. And even when you have things in your past that might have been disappointments, they are still a lesson to be learned. You learn from your mistakes, you learn from your past, you learn from your losses, and you gain wisdom for future experiences. Because the next time you make a wish and go into the woods to find that wish, you don't know what's going to happen on that journey, but you know that you need to bring a machete and bug spray and wear acceptable clothing. You're not going to wear a ball gown, and you're going to make sure you're going to use stones instead of breadcrumbs to get back home. And it's like you learn from your past. You're older, you're wiser, you transmuted energy, your higher self is proud of you. Now, all that is left to do is just ground and keep going. Because that's the thing. The other thing is, the more you step into your truth and you love your truth, the more you give to yourself what you know you need and deserve, the more that's going to be your reality. And your current reality is shaping what is essentially going to be your life from now on. Because this came out yesterday when I was meditating, but I made this realization of, when we do sit in that energy of our manifestations, the future is not yet. It's now. It's not the future hasn't happened yet, or I haven't met the perfect person yet, or I haven't gotten the perfect job yet. It's like, no, your future is now. You are the future. The present can be your future, but the past sure ain't it. The present is your future. Where you are now is your future. Where your energy is and directed towards your truth, that's your future. So live your future in your present, not your past, and you flow. You flow forward. No matter where this present moment takes you, you are already there. You're not there yet. You are there. The future hasn't been made yet. You make it in the present moment. And that's the biggest key of manifestation. That's how you unlock that truth and wisdom, is understanding here in the present moment is where I begin forever. Tomorrow, it is timeless. So live in your truth, live in your present moment. The universe will reciprocate, because that is just what this is all about. You get to decide and speak into existence your truth. You're living your authentic self and you're shining this light. You are the sun. You get to make this life whatever you choose to be. And it is here. So I kind of am being called, your higher self. Okay, your higher self is calling you to say the mantra, the future is here. The future is now. I am living in the future based on this energy. Do not say it has not happened yet, or the future is not yet. It is here. It is now. This energy, this peace, this groundedness, that's my destiny. That's my path. That's my future. You choose you. You choose where you're going. You decide, and you speak that truth, and it is here. So here's the inner wisdom today from your higher self. So thank you so much for having me tune into you guys. I love this energy. You're very pure souls. So remember, stay true to yourself. Do not let the fire go out. And as always, have a nice day. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this green jade, this is a message for you. And now I'm going to be tapping into your higher self today. So only take what resonates. What's familiar to you will definitely resonate with you. And immediately before starting this reading, or this pile at least, this pile is a lot different from the others I recorded today, which is good news. I'm hearing you have a lot of green thumbs out there, but my botanical pile. Ooh, interesting. So right before I tapped into this energy, I heard your higher self or spirit talk about money management. You need to get a handle over your finances, and if this is something you already know about, then this pile is definitely for you. Yeah, I'm hearing you keep hearing this is what I'm being told. This is something you already know. Okay, I just saw someone rolling their eyes and being like, "Tell me something I don't know." So we got a lot of like happy-go-lucky jokester energy here. Good, I'm glad, y'all. I also heard the song, which I will link all songs I receive in the description below. If it helps you, definitely check it out. If it doesn't, you can kind of disregard it. But I heard Destiny's Child, is it Independent? Or, yeah, all the women who independent. So, yeah, coming into, I'm hearing some of you might be starting or planning, your higher self is planning to get you out of poverty, is what I'm hearing. I mean, it's hard to plan that considering the environment we are in as a group of human beings, but your higher self is like, no, we're just going to pull you out of that. We ain't telling you how or why. We're just letting you know you're going to get out of it, but you still have to be extremely careful with your spending. And if you do get some sort of I'm hearing if you receive any lump payment from your work or a windfall from either career or some sort of, I'm hearing settlement. Like if you receive any large amount of money, save it. Save it. Definitely invest in your future. That's what I'm hearing. I don't normally like to give out that definite guidance, but that's y'all. That's your higher self. Like you gotta save it. And a lot. I'm hearing a lot of you. Okay, there's a lot of energy coming through right now. I feel like I have more people in this pile than the others because I'm hearing so much coming through, y'all. Give me a second. I am very much an energy reader. So if you're here for the first time, this is how it goes. No holds barred. I'm not going to hold back. You're going to see this. You're going to see how this happens. Some of you might need to witness me experiencing this, especially if you've had to hold back on a lot of emotions or intuition. Oh, some of you might be from, hearing some of you are California or Arizona or might have been affected by the fires. So I am very, first of all, condolences. I pray for you. I am very sorry. We're all here for you. Definitely pray to Earth, pray to God, and seek family and friends. But one of the biggest things that your higher self or in spirit saying is like, you're not seeking minor assistance right now. The universe is gonna like dunk you. I'm not dunk you. Okay. The universe is gonna dump you with a whole bunch of, you're going to get a lot of blessings on you. I had a lot of mixed metaphors come through right now because I saw someone slam dunking a basketball and then I saw a downpour, and that just translated from my brain to my mouth as dunking on you. That the universe ain't going to dunk on you. No, life might have. The universe ain't doing that. They're going to give you a downpour of overflowing abundance. There you go. Straight into the point. We made it there. So let's get back on track, y'all. You're going to get a lot of wealth. Okay. At least some peace of mind when it comes to finances coming through, but you are being urged to save it and not overspend it. And just be very careful with that. Resolving a lot of issues from your past. It looks like there's a lot coming through. Yeah, you're definitely receiving news about something something you deserve or won. I'm hearing a settlement. So if any of you have been waiting to hear from something concerning a settlement, you're going to be receiving good news, and it's probably going to come in soon. I'm even seeing in a day or so or Saturday. or Sunday, or into the spring too. Or this might last into the spring if you're not careful with your spending. So definitely be very careful and tracking where things are coming and going from, because this is very specific from your higher self, just being aware that this is coming in. You have good news coming in, it's going to come in, and I feel like it's something you know is coming in, like a lump sum, because I'm being taken to work. Oh yeah, because oh my goodness. Okay, so this is very specific. Some of you might know what this means, but a while back, maybe even less than a month ago, actually, I put out a video about the next 2 to 3 months, or yeah, blessings coming into the next 3 to 4 months. Excuse me. So this might be a sign that whatever back pay you were waiting on is going to be received, but you need to be careful with how you spend it, because that sometimes happens. Because if your work or your company has a contract with you and they didn't give you your full amount or benefits, yeah, you might be expecting that it's coming in, or you might think you might not receive it. But let me just tell you for certain, yeah, you're going to be receiving it. What has been due to you or overdue to you is going to be paid. Use it wisely, spend it wisely. Or if this is some sort of insurance thing or health fund that you needed like money back or reimbursement, that is coming in. And it is about the universe giving back to you what you rightfully deserve, especially if you put yourself out there and best foot forward and said, hey, listen, my name is on the list. I put in this work and all this effort, and you just didn't give that to me. Because a lot of this energy has been coming up, because I'm also seeing some of you might have been in a union where a contract was sort of, I'm hearing, reneged. I don't know what that means. Like they didn't hold up their end of the bargain, and then you needed to have whoever was representing the union come in. That's a very specific example, but it's very clear to me that it's already here with you, or you're about to receive it very soon. And this might be just a continuation of that last reading I did. This would be 3 to 4 months, but also remember, you need to spend it wisely. Or you could also be hearing news about it coming in very soon if you don't get a physical like check or repayment. So it feels like your higher self is just knowing it's coming in, telling you it's coming in, reminding you here, but also adding on the caveat of please be careful with your spending, because you need to invest in you, especially if you had to move on from a job. Y'all need to put that somewhere where you know it's right to be. And that's kind of up for you to decide, but that definitely is you working with your higher self to discuss that. Now, yeah, okay. I'm also hearing the phrase, once this is out of arbitration. So this is very specific. Y'all went through this. Y'all fought for your rights. You're like, listen, a labor union, emergency rescue, police, whatever, transportation, whatever you align with. I'm even seeing some of you might work for, I'm seeing Home Depot and Lowe's, and I'm wondering if that's specific to a few of you, but I'm also taking that as you are building something brand new. You are building your life. You might even be opening up your own hardware store. You might. Okay, I'm gonna link the song in the description because it came up, and this might tap you into the Fool energy, because I just heard weird. I hear some of you might get a kick out of this, so I'll link it. Weird Al's hardware store. If you haven't heard it, you got to give it a listen, because every time I hear it, I swear to goodness, when I'm in a dark mood and I hear that, I can't help but smile. Okay. So you're going to be so happy. So save that. Save your hard-earned money. Use it on what you need to rebuild your life. But save it for your future, because you are destined for something greater than just being this workhorse. Because you might be, this is very specific, you might be a Teamster. If you are, a UPS postal worker, bus driver, whatever. Oh yeah, we have a little envelope on his hand. Yeah, y'all work so hard. Y'all work so dang hard. You deserve that back. You deserve compensation. You deserve to be paid fully for what you do. And if they're not holding up their end of the bargain, it's like take your money and do what you will with it. And you don't have to walk away if you feel like I'm hearing obligated to stay, or if you love your job, you just don't like the freaking people who are, cheating you, because that's normal. It's okay to be both in this society. It's okay to have both feelings. But it's just, one thing, if you feel like you need to walk away, you're free to do so. You got the means and opportunity. Sometimes y'all need to do that. And it's only for a few of you. I'm hearing one of you specifically needs to stay and wants to stay. But I'm hearing if you have someone who's advocating for you and putting their best foot forward, that will be the indication that it's okay to stay. You won't want to leave. I'm hearing very few of you this is going to apply to. So this is specific. If you didn't feel like you wanted to leave because you love your job, but there's someone who's representing you that definitely cares, stay. So stay with the people who care. Stay with the people who have your back, because it's like it's two different entities. Like the workers and the company are two completely separate things in this day and age. It's almost like we don't work together anymore. We work for them. We support the society on our backs, and they don't have to give any fricks for our well-being and survival. It's almost like they rid themselves of that responsibility, but it's like we are the workers. We are the ones who create society. They're the ones who take and collect, and they don't necessarily oversee us, because if they were overseeing us correctly, we would get what we freaking deserve, and y'all gonna get that. And you can still work for a system that might not necessarily have your best interest at heart, as long as you love your job and know what's right for you. You know what's right for you. Because there's a lot of jobs out there that might seem on the surface like, well, why would anybody have this? But I'm just going to tell you from experience, like, I would have stayed at one of my jobs if I knew my back was being protected by the people who were like, we don't care about you. I would have stayed there. I would have given anything to the people. But the thing is that sometimes we realize the people who are surrounding us and the company itself, neither of them really have our best intention at heart. But if you are surrounded by people who have your back, because I'm also being taken, not just the postal workers, because this is very much kind of this weird thing, especially with law enforcement, and only if you resonate with this. It's kind of this weird climate of you want to do the right thing and serve and protect and help others, especially if you are working in an emergency rescue field. That much is clear. You went in there for a reason. You wanted to do good. And you see your colleagues around you. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but the system itself is not doing good by the people. And that can be infuriating. But all it takes is one good example to be like, hey, let's do good by the people. Let's do good. Let's go out there and we can't fix the system overnight, but we will be the alternative. And that's how you get a lot of change in these industries, is if you are one of the few people who sticks by because people have your back. You have a good partner, you have good friends, you have a good union steward. That you can make change. It's possible. You just need to step into that full energy and be like, we're going to remake the system into what it needs to be, what it says on paper. Because in a sense, a lot of these companies are breaking a contract with the people they serve. And you're not going to stand by that, because you are justice. You are that. And if you do have to walk away, there's no shame in that, because you built something new on your own and you're still living your purpose and dream. It's just about finding that peace of mind to know you deserve better. We all do. So keep up the good work, because no matter where you go in life, no matter what you choose, you are supported by the universe, and your higher self is very proud of you. So keep doing what you've been doing, because the support that you need is coming in, and that money you've been waiting for is coming in. Your life will change. Just remember to stay grounded, stay true to you, trust your higher self, look into the wisdom, look into ascended masters, I'm hearing as well. Cast a spell on your life, pray joy into your existence and happiness and peace and that tranquility to move forward in your highest good and light. And you will be able to make the correct financial decisions to rebuild an empire or rebuild something new, free from the distortions of what this world made your job or your career field out to be. So that has been your message from your higher self today. I just want to thank you once again, dear viewers, for tuning into my channel. And I wish you the best in all that you do. And with peace and love, have a nice day.